Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Bras for a Cause 2025 is Saturday, April 12th at the Carl Craft Civic Center in Hedrick. Dinner is provided by Bubba-Q's at 4:30. There's a free will donation, plus a silent auction from 4:30 to 9 p.m. And of course, the live bra auction starts at 6 p.m. Modeling by the Hedrick Volunteer Firemen. All proceeds to benefit our local communities. For more information about Bras for a Cause 2025, contact Lori Hornback at 641-777-4252. Get ready because Tyler Richardson and the High Bank Boys are coming to Sigourney on Saturday, April 26th at Enchanted Events, 20595 255th Street, just south of Sigourney. Order your tickets online by going to enchantedeventsvenue.com or find the Enchanted Events Facebook page for the ticket links. There are 3 different ticket options: general admission, VIP, or reserve. Doors open at 7 and the cash bar and band starts at 8. It's Tyler Richardson and the High Bank Boys, Saturday, April 26th at Enchanted Events, just south of Sigourney. Welcome in. It's time for the sports section here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook and YouTube. Maybe you're listening to this later on in podcast form. We are live at Barn Wired in downtown Sigourney at 119 East Marion in Sigourney. Of course, Barn Wired, a fantastic place to stop in for some breakfast and coffee to get you going on a Saturday. Kind of a breezy day here in southeast Iowa. And only highs in the 40s today. So a great place. Stop into Barn Wired in Sigourney. All right, we're going to kick things off. We're going to get right into it. We've got Jenny Hobbs returning as our host. She's back after a week of not so fun stuff. But we've got Sigourney Girls Track with us to kick things off as well. Jenny, take it away.
All right. Well, speaking of the weather, of course it's the first week of youth soccer. So dress warm, all you little kiddos and parents. I still need one of those lawn chairs that have the, little hut around it, I think. I don't know. It's kind of hard when I'm coaching those, so, but that'd be kind of cute. Anywho, all right, Sigourney Track. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves? That would be lovely.
All right, I'm Bryn Clarahan, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Devin Smallwood, and I'm a freshman.
And I'm the coach.
Okay, so, Kaylee, let's talk about track season. You said your first meet was canceled. Yeah. So when's your next meet?
Our next meet is Tuesday at Sully. It's co-ed with the boys, and we go to North Mahaska Thursday with the boys as well. So
how's the team looking? I mean, have you been able to practice outside a bunch? The weather's been kind of up and down.
I have this one kid on my team, she can pretty much just do it all, and, she really likes to complain when she doesn't like to do things. I'm just kidding. We do practice outside quite a bit. The weather, other than meet day, has been fairly nice. So we get a lot of reps outside, and then, our throwers are always throwing. Devin throws every day, I think. And, we look pretty good as far as I know. It's kind of hard to tell without a meet. I can say they're the fastest kids in the world until, they go run against the other fastest kids in the world, and then it's a little hard. But
so let's talk about, we'll interview these guys. Bryn, what are you planning on running this spring?
So in junior high, I always ran the 1500, more like 800s, 400s, but Kaylee's thrown me into some like sprints, I guess. So I'm running the 1500 sometimes, and then I'll do some sprint relays maybe. So I'm not really sure. Kind of everything, I guess. Are
you going to long jump, too? Are we going to throw out some field events for
Bryn? I tried.
Yeah, okay. We tried, but I don't know.
So what is your goal? I know you've ran the 1500 at junior high state, and you've, that's kind of been your thing, cross country last season. What is your goal? What number do you want to hit as far as time?
So 5:24 was my best 1500, I believe, last year. So I'd like to make that a little faster, but like we said, like we haven't had a meet, so I'm not really sure what it's like coming off basketball season. Haven't ran a lot, but I'm sure I can get back there. I hope.
Do they run the mile at Drake Relays?
Yes.
Okay, the 1500. What's the cutoff for the 1500 for girls? Do you know?
I'm not sure at all.
'Cause I was just, I don't know
I
either.
have no
Sorry.
idea.
I was just curious what it was to see where you fall. All right, Devin. What's your farthest throw in junior high for shot put?
Not far.
Oh.
Probably 28 feet, but there's room for improvement, so it's fine.
And the good thing about shot put between junior high and high school is that it's the same.
Yeah. So it's not like completely different. It's just like up from here. So.
And you're bigger, faster, stronger
Yeah.
in a year. So what's your goal?
My goal is to throw more than 30 this year and catch up to Josephine. Because she is my number one.
What is Joe throwing right now?
32, 35. So.
How about discus? Are you throwing the discus?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going all right. I mean, it's just a matter of keeping it flat because that's just the hardest part. Like, you can manipulate it so much with your hand. So just learning the technique of actually doing it right. And then you get the distance.
I was going to say, and especially with it being so breezy this spring, keeping it flat's pretty important.
Yeah.
Actually, seriously, I swear to God, junior high, I saw a kid. They didn't throw it hard anyway, but threw it up and it caught the wind and it seriously like came backwards. I was like, first negative discus throw I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, are you running anything or?
That is to be determined.
Did you volunteer to run anything?
No. My guess would probably be the 4x1 or 4x1. Yeah.
Good deal.
In junior high, I ran the open one, but no.
Yeah. I
Not again.
All right, Coach. So how many kids do you have out for track?
21.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
Do you have all the events filled?
For the most part, we have a few that are open. Like we have some injuries right now, so our hurdles are kind of MIA. But other than that, I think we planning to fill every event at Belle Plaine. So
Okay.
besides
Sorry. Explain to the viewers how many events high school kids can run, throw, jump.
yeah. So combined, they can do 4 events. So they can do 2 field events and 2 running events. If they do 4, they can do all 4 running. They can not do 4. They can do 1. They can do none. So yeah, like I think Bryn was in 4, Devin was in 2. Then there were some other kids that were in 4. It kind of just varies. I mean, gotta have rest time too, and you never know how much rest time you're gonna get. So depends.
So no 3,000, Bryn?
No, Twins got that locked up.
Yeah, the Yates got that. They're pretty good at that.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I saw them out running.
They run all the time. I don't get it.
I was so happy that they're healthy.
Yeah.
That's a huge.
Ellie's back and she's doing great. So I know she loves to run and she'll do great.
Yeah.
She likes to beat her sister. They compete all the time.
That's awesome.
And they know Ellie's the faster, longer distances. Addie's the faster one for short distances. And then they just say Solon's just not good. Solon's just not a runner. That's why he golfs.
We're talking about the Yates triplets in here.
That's why he
Follow
golfs.
along at home.
That's what they told me the other day. I was like, oh. It was funny.
Speaking of that, go ahead and name drop some of the kids that you expect to have decent seasons. And it just, I do want to say, being junior high track coach, track is never about being like number one. Mm-hmm. It's about competing against yourself and improving your time and your score and your distance. And then that, to me, that's a win. If you throw 32 one meet and you throw 33 the next meet, that's a win, even if you might not have placed. Yeah. Anyway, so, which I'd hope 33 would place, but anyway, so just do a little shout out to other members of your team.
Yeah, I expect Bryn to have a big year. She can pretty much do it all, just like she did in basketball. Devin, she's throwing the shot put really well. She doesn't give herself enough credit. I think she's throwing farther than 28 right now. So I expect her to have a big year. Carmelita Cave, she's improved even from day one. She's going to be really fast for me. Josephine, she's throwing really, really well. Like I said, the twins, Addie and Ellie, they can run for days, I swear. They could do this, like the century or whatever that big. No, I couldn't do it. Anyway, they're going to have a big year. I expect them to be at the state meet for the 3,000 at least, if not more. The Gretters, they have improved so much as well. And, all my team really just improved so much from day one. I'm excited to see what the end of the season looks like.
Good.
Yeah.
So how many meets do you have? And
I knew you were going to ask that, and I'm not prepared.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's not that many. I feel like we've had more in the past, but we've also had like Sickle Indoor, and we don't go to any Pekin meets, so that eliminates about 17.
I know. They, just like last year at the junior high, they put us into a Pekin meet, and I'm like, we're not going there every week, okay?
Yeah.
But we go there once.
We have a lot of conference meets, and then we go to Eddyville like 2 times back to back, and then just more conference meets, I think. So,
Good.
Yeah.
Do you host a track meet?
Yeah, we do. I don't know what. End of April, the beginning of May, end of April, I think. Yeah.
Because I know
May's
usually the junior high Sigourney meets on a Monday, and then the high school meets always on a Tuesday, so they can get it running smoothly and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then I know districts and state is a lot later this year. Like normally it's the week of graduation, and then kids miss graduation.
Yeah.
It's like the whole week after.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like the 20th through the 22nd or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's late.
Drake is here in a couple weeks. That's always, to me, that's bigger than state.
Yeah.
Because it's competing against everybody in the state. So good luck
Thank you.
with that.
Let's hope we have some kids try to qualify. Maybe get a meet in or two.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Get a meet in to qualify. And it has to be good weather.
Right. You got to have the right wind and the right places. And
Steve, do you have any questions for him? No.
See, last week, Jenny, when you were sick,
Yeah.
and I had to host a show, we had soccer and we had track. 2 sports that I know nothing about, that I had to ask questions about. So, no, I do not have any track questions this week.
no shame.
That's true. Oh, do you have a high jumper? Oh,
McKinley and Bailey.
How is McKinley's healthy? And I know, she was sitting next to me here a couple weeks ago, but.
Yeah, she was sick a couple weeks ago, right before our sub-state game. Unfortunately, but it's fine. And then she's healthy now for the most part. Shins are still an issue, will always be an issue. Yeah, she looks good though. I mean, yeah,
good.
That's all I got. Yeah,
that's all you got. So how's it being a first-year coach?
It's different.
Survived basketball.
Yeah, between basketball and track, it's very, very different. And in basketball, I had my own space all the time, and in track, you obviously have to share space, and it's just a big change for me, and I'm just not sure I love it, but it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. I just need my own spaces, so we go in the mornings, so we have space.
Oh, you guys have track practice in the morning?
Every Friday in the morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, do you have an assistant coach?
Josh Clubb, actually.
Oh, shout out to Josh.
Yeah, I'm sure he's watching from his bed if
Yes.
he's awake. Yeah, Josh is my assistant, and yeah.
All right. I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm always cheering for you guys, and run fast, turn left.
Yeah.
Good advice.
It is.
Don't go right.
And run all the way through.
Oh, I hope everyone just listened to that. Every single person ever.
Run through the line. Don't look around. Some tracks are confusing. There's a bunch of lines at the end, and some people stop early.
Yeah, that one may or may not have got one of my kids the other day.
Oh.
I said lane 4. They were in the straight. And I'm like, oh, no, you need to be in lane 4 over there. But it's okay.
How about an Andy McGuire question? Andy would always ask, how do you get mentally prepared for a track meet? And are there any songs on your playlist that get you psyched up? Is it totally different than other sports? What do you have to say about that?
I don't know, really, honestly. I like for basketball, I listen to music and stuff like that. But track, I just warm up and go run, honestly. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the same for me, like for basketball and like softball and every other sport. I feel like I listen to music and like get in the zone, but for track, I just feel like it's such like a you have to feel it in the moment type sport, and like it's just like you're vibing for the track meet. Like you're just going to have fun at the track meet.
Okay.
Oh, that brings up a question. Are you two the type that hangs out in camp, or are you always, I know you're usually busy enough, but are you always walking around cheering on your teammates? And
if it's really cold, I'm going to stay in my camp with my blanket, hat, stuff like that. But if it's nice enough weather, I like to go make new friends just because there's a lot of teams there, and then I'll go cheer on the rest of my team. Hope they do well.
So I'm not very busy, so I do one thing and then I wait a really long time. So I like to explore, see the things that I can find. So I'm pretty much walking around the whole track meet.
good. And that's the great thing about track is, you know, you go and you compete against North Mahaska and Linville Sully, and you know, in a basketball game, volleyball game, softball game, you don't interact with them. You know, you're pushing them, you're knocking them down, you're whatever. But then in track, you know, you're lined up next to them, ready for the race, and you're waiting for, you know, and you make friends. So I think track is one of those that, yes, it's competitive, but it's also, I don't know, gets you to know everybody else, and it's kind of a fun sport to be a part of. That's my take.
All
right, we're good.
Well, we do thank Kaylee and the girls from Sigourney Track hanging out with us this morning. I know you guys really wanted to get up early this Saturday morning, so we appreciate it. Thank you for your time on this Saturday. Hey, we got Isaac Bruns coming up next. We're going to take a quick commercial break for a few minutes, and we'll be back with Isaac coming up talking about the Shrine Bowl after this.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up. So,
schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or online at www.aerealtyinc.com.
Looking for more than just a job? Find a career where you make a difference right in your community.
What I appreciate about First Resources is our dedication to innovation, always looking for ways to expand programming and offer greater opportunities for our staff and everyone involved.
First Resources staff are amazing. They're committed and they are motivated and they are fierce advocates to help clients meet their goals.
If you're ready to join a team committed to making a difference, apply online and join us at First Resources.
Hey, we are doing the sports section. We are live at Barnwired in downtown Sigourney, 119 East Marion. Call in your order at 641-622-9912. It's the sports section at Barnwired. Get in here for some breakfast and coffee to get you going on this Saturday morning. Well, we've got our next guest in. That is Mr. Isaac Bruns from Sigourney High School. Of course, does plenty of sports, and he's going to the Shrine Bowl later on this year. Jenny, I'll let you take it away.
All right, Isaac. It's nice seeing you. I'm really proud of you. I've always been a big fan, and all the way from junior high track up through everything. And I do want to shout out. I got to give a little shout out to your sister. I thought last year one of my favorite moments was when, you know, the girls qualified and the boys qualified for state, and was that kind of cool?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Sharing that with your sister.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. And I love your sister because curls. But anyway. So, Shrine Bowl. So the main mission for you to be on here today is you're asking kind of for donations. Yep. How does that all work? First of all, how were you selected? And then, and I do know once you're selected, they have a suggested amount that you're supposed to raise for the Shriners. So go ahead, selection process into how much money we need to get you.
So the selection process starts, each high school coach has 2 people that they can recommend to the committee. And so you'll send in your game film for each person, and then kind of the committee will take over from that, and they'll pick whoever they think for the North and the South team. And then so once you are selected, you are required $1,000 each person. And then if you get $2,500, you can get like a commemoratory ring. And then some of the highest sellers get like an award at the ceremony.
Oh, cool. Where are you sitting at right now? What do we need to get? We're getting them that
I'm
ring.
Not sure.
Okay.
But would like to get to the $2,500.
Okay.
It'd be pretty cool if you could get up to the most money raised.
That's awesome. So are you planning on, do they have you playing offense, defense?
I'm going to play defense, defensive back.
All right. Maybe a little punt returning.
Possibly, yeah. They've talked about that.
I hope. Okay, so since it's not, this is my biggest question, since it's not football season, and I know you guys go to Cedar Falls or Ames?
Cedar Falls.
Okay, Cedar Falls, and for a week.
Yep.
But what's getting you in shape? I mean, taking hits, and I mean, do you run into trees at home, or how are you going to get ready for that physical contact in the middle of the summer?
Well, right now is my time off. Maybe baseball will bring in some contact, but I'm sure I'll find some time to run.
Don't run over the catchers, okay?
I will.
Try not to, please. Okay. We want you to play every game and not have to sit out because you cleared somebody out. So when is the Shrine Bowl?
I think it's the last week of July. It's during state baseball because Jake kind of ran into problems when he'd had that.
Okay. Right before Dead Week then,
Yep.
basically. All right. So tell us, are you doing track? You said you're off. You're doing downtime.
No, I'm just going to do golf this season.
We have a bunch of those kids at Kyoto too, like, I'm golfing.
Yep.
Well, that's all right. You probably do need your body to heal a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of a lot to do. You could do both.
Yeah. So what's your favorite sport?
Let's say football.
Football is?
Yep.
Now, what's your future plans?
I'm going to go to UNI just for academics.
Okay. What do you think you're going to major in?
Going to do business finance and then possibly a double major in real estate.
Oh, all right. Going to buy up the town, huh?
Possibly, yeah.
All right. Okay, so when we have guests on, especially high school kids, they usually bring a parent or maybe not. You have a huge fan club here today, so just tell us a little bit about who's here to support you.
I've got my parents, mother and father, and then my grandparents, grandma and grandpa.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I want to give your grandma a hug because I miss my grandma so much, and I think grandmas are awesome. So, what baseball season? Are you already throwing? Are you?
Yep. We've been throwing for at least a month, maybe more. And then we've been batting for about a month too. I've actually got to get to it after this.
So are you planning on making state again?
That's our goal.
What's your chances?
Well, I won't get into that, but we'll take it one game at a time.
There you go. That's a good answer. Steve, got questions?
Let's see. I was going to ask how, if people want to donate, how do they get a hold of you? How do they donate? Do you take checks, cash, Venmo, PayPal?
It'd be best if you contacted me in person, but I could give my email. There's an online website that you can do with my email.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can give me a check that we can do it ourselves if you give the amount.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Again, raising money. What? So the Shriners, is that what the money goes towards?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And I know during your week of practice for the Shrine Bowl, you guys actually bus up and head to Minneapolis, or where the Shriners Hospital is.
I'm not sure.
I think that's what usually happens, is you get to visit the Shriners Hospital and get to, see the kids and interact with all the, the kids that need help. And so it's talking to people that have played in the Shrine Bowl in past years. It's one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. And so that's why I'm really proud that you've been selected. I know Brady Dua back in the day. He got to play, and shout out to Brady for winning a national championship football at Grandview. But anyway, yeah, I think you're going to love it because kids love you. And yeah, anyway, so enjoy it. Give of yourself, meet new friends, all those things. But yeah, so let's help them out. Let's get them top dollar at the banquet. And I know that the Sigourney community and the area in general supports their athletes and their kids. And so I know I have a feeling that cash will be rolling in here pretty soon.
And we know that Tatum Bell also is going to be cheerleading at the Shrine Bowl as well. She's doing the same thing. She wasn't able to make it to the show this morning, but yeah, Tatum raising money on the cheerleading side as well. So
yeah, Tatum's going to be cheering at the Shrine Bowl, and they also go up for the week and practice, and I think go to the hospitals, and so yes, Tatum is raising money as well. You have anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Covered it all.
Yeah.
We got it all in.
Oh, I will say you guys had a great basketball season. I did want to comment on that.
Thank you.
And I enjoyed watching you guys play. Your defensive intensity in the Kyoto game, that was great because I hadn't seen a lot of that, not going to lie. I love that defensive intensity. So, yeah, anyway, what's next on your agenda for the senior year? Prom?
Well, yeah, golf meets and prom, and then roll into baseball.
Do you have a job? What's your summer job?
I work with Cole McKay, my buddy. We do some landscaping. He's got his own business.
Is that Cade or Molnix, or who is that? Who does that?
Cole McKay.
Who's that? Oh, I don't even. Sorry, I don't know.
He goes to Sigourney here.
Oh, okay.
He's a senior as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, so entrepreneur.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
All right. Any shout outs to anybody you want to give?
Just my parents and grandparents for being here, and anyone who supported that. It means a lot just to me and to the Shriners. So thank you all.
Very good.
All right. Well, I think we'll call it good. Yeah. Isaac, thank you for getting up early on your Saturday, although you actually have stuff to do after this. So. Yep. All right. He's a busy guy. He's a multi-sports star. Isaac Bruns, thank you for coming in and being part of the show this morning. And again, give to Isaac and help him out in his goals for the Shrine Bowl. And maybe we'll have to get you in either right before or right after the game. Maybe right after. Before you go off to college, and we'll get your views from playing the game. So
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, that is Isaac, and we'll take a little bit of a break. Maybe Jenny and I will come back and chat how our brackets are doing in basketball, and we'll talk a little bit more sports right after this.
All right. Build it together. Build it with Valley Lumber.
Are you building a new house or maybe wanting to do a remodel? Come check out our showroom at Valley Lumber and Hardware's Eddyville location. Cook kitchen cabinets, masonite interior doors, and more. Not sure what you want? Let us help with the design and layout of your new kitchen or remodel. At Valley Lumber and Hardware, we can help with any room in the house. From lumber for building to shower enclosures, paint, and more. Choose Valley Lumber and Hardware with locations in Eddyville and Albia.
We are always looking for ways to improve, and we do that by embracing new and better technologies.
With each of us having our own areas of expertise, we collaborate together to give you the best care possible.
Striving to give you the best smile, we believe doing things right the first time saves you both time and money.
The mission of Essence of Life Hospice is to provide comprehensive, coordinated care to individuals with life-limiting illnesses and to their families, and to support them in the process of death and bereavement. Our goal is to provide palliative care that addresses the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions of service for the terminally ill as an integrated whole. We pride ourselves on providing the highest quality care and are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit essencehospice.com.
Iowa Kendall Glow White is a gold medal winning dry fruity white wine from Tassel Ridge Winery that offers pineapple, pear, melon, and apricot notes with a green apple finish. You can serve it with fish, chicken, or lightly seasoned pork, or just sip it by itself. Iowa Candle Glow White's a blend made from La Crescent, Brianna, and Edelweiss grapes grown in our vineyards in Mahaska County, Iowa. Tassel Ridge, Iowa Candle Glow White is available at several of our nearly 350 retailers.
Hey, again, we are live here at Barnwired in Sigourney for the sports section. We are live here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook and YouTube, and also we are in podcast form. Wherever you get podcasts, you can listen to this show. So we've got Jenny Hobbs. It's just Jenny and I now. Jenny, we've had a great show. We are going to chat it up a little bit about basketball right now, NCAA basketball. First of all, I know you were watching some women's basketball from last night. How'd the games go last night?
Well, they all started out great. I mean, back and forth. But the UConn-UCLA game, that got ugly kind of early. UConn was just on fire. I mean, they just had that winning mentality. And UCLA being new to the Final Four, it got ugly early. And
Ugly how? I didn't see it.
Well, just UConn was on fire. We're talking hitting threes and transition.
So it was a blowout early?
Yes,
All
it was.
right.
Before halftime, it was 42-22. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch the second half, so I don't know what it ended up being. But and then Toby's telling me that score. Ooh, 85-51. And then the Texas South Carolina game also started out very competitive, and South Carolina got on a run, mid-third quarter. And so it's South Carolina versus UConn, which is a repeat from a couple years ago. I went to the Minneapolis Final Four, and it was South Carolina versus UConn for the national championship, which South Carolina won. But UConn is on fire. They're the only number 2 seed in all of men's and women's. That made it, because everybody else, the number 1 seed, made it. So speaking of that, the men's Final Four with all number 1 seeds, which is rare. It's very rare. I have Houston versus Auburn for the championship, so I'm hoping those 2 teams win today. But again, I want some competitive games. I think there's been 2 buzzer beaters the entire NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it really hasn't been all that terribly exciting.
No, it's been well decided before the end, and that's just, I don't know. I'm a big underdog, buzzer beater. I guess everybody wants to see good games.
Yep. So did you pick the Final Four, or did you get all 4 teams?
I did not make a copy of my bracket before I turned it in, but I do know that I had Houston and Auburn. I think I had Florida, so that. But I didn't have Duke. They're still young, but they are playing really well.
Yeah.
So
somehow, like I've said many times before, I went with all the upper seeds, all the higher seeds throughout the entire tournament this year. I never ever do that because it's not very fun. You got to pick some upsets, but I didn't do it this year. So all number 1s. I have my Final Four intact. I've got Auburn versus Duke, with Auburn winning. So we'll see if it happens.
And then we also discussed a little bit about the portal, which
it's crazy. It's out of control.
It is out of control. And they've talked about, why open the portal before even the end of the season. Give those, other kids a chance. But the new Iowa coach, Ben McCollum, he must be an awesome coach, because all his kids from Northwest Missouri State followed him to Drake. And now him going to Iowa, they're all going to Iowa. So obviously he must be a good guy, good coach. They believe in his system. So that gives me confidence that he can also, do that at Iowa as well.
Now, it also makes you wonder, though, can Drake players that won 30 games playing teams that Drake played win against teams that Iowa plays?
Which is a very good point. Yeah. But I was going to say also those kids are going to be a year stronger, smarter.
Yep.
And I'm sure they're going to have to bring in some other big kids and, recruits. But and Iowa State women got Jada Williams, starting point guard at Arizona the last 2 years, and a 5-star recruit. So she's going to come in and step in for Emily Ryan. And, good things are happening with our in-state teams. And so it should be another fun year.
Yeah. Well, Jenny, I think we're going to wrap it up. thank you for your time. Glad you're feeling better this week. Thanks to Sigourney Girls Track. Thanks to Isaac Bruns for coming in and talking to us about the Shrine Bowl. And we'll do it again next week. All right. So, again, we are always live at Barn Wired here in Sigourney. Again, fantastic place to stop in for some breakfast and coffee. Maybe do some shopping while you're here in downtown Sigourney. For Jenny Hobbs and for our guest today, I'm Steve Shetler. Thank you for tuning in for the Sports Section.